Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name's Sam,
I'm Ren.
and that's that. This is, would you believe it, the spooky news for September of 2025. It's a bit late. I mean, you wouldn't think September. Would you think there'd be any spooky news?
No, not September.
Well, the bloody well is.
What?
It's true.
No way.
It's a bit late because we've been busy / ill. Stuff has happened. Don't worry about it. But you're getting it. It's happening right now.
Yeah, it's here
So stop
now.
complaining about it.
Shut up.
But I do apologise for the delay.
Sorry.
Don't you shut up now.
Oh,
So this is an important episode because this is episode 12, which marks a whole year of us doing this podcast.
Yay.
One spooky news for every month of the year. So we don't have to do any more. You can just keep listening to those 12.
Yeah, just listen to them over and over again. That's how it works.
Job's done now. But we'll probably keep going. Probably, yeah. Most likely, yeah.
We got to keep the people informed.
So even though we're actually very close to Halloween, this does not include October spooky news. This is September only. You'll get that probably soon. In a week or two, we'll do another one, and that'll be October.
Regular or whatever scheduled programming.
That'll be
Is
the
that
fun,
how
yeah.
you say it?
Regularly scheduled programming.
Can't say that.
And also, fingers crossed, because we're working on it, you'll get a nice special Halloween video.
Teasing.
Which you'll enjoy mightily. And
You
you'll also
will
like and
enjoy it.
subscribe and maybe even comment.
And give us money.
Yeah. Unrelated, just send us some money.
In post. In a little
do.
envelope.
Yeah, we'll take cash.
We don't take cash. You hate cash.
Yeah, but I'll spend it in the supermarket.
The supermarket.
If someone wants to just give me some cash, I will have it.
Yeah, can it?
You can't.
You'd rather have cash than not have cash.
Correct. So, are we ready to get into it?
I'm ready. I've been ready for about a month.
One whole month. Mm-hmm. Right, well, let's get into it then. You know how this show works.
Oh, Dodger. I am sorry, darling.
We start with the big three. Ghosts, UFOs, and cryptozoology.
What?
So we're going to start with ghosts. You know how it is. You know how it be.
I do know how it be. Have we got ghost stories?
We have some ghost stories.
Yes.
Here's story number 1. Man who shot at teens during Devil's Lagoon ghost hunt owes victims $2.8 million.
Jesus Christ.
That's true. The source for this is Valley Central, whatever that is.
Right. Okay.
7 young adults who were just teens in 2020 were recently awarded $2.8 million after a man opened fire on them during a ghost hunt on a public road in 2020. Quote, "I was terrified," said Slade Gutierrez. Gutierrez? Is that how that's pronounced? I don't know.
I don't know. I can't see it.
Who was one of the victims. Don't worry about it. It was probably the most terrified I've ever been in my life. I don't think I've ever felt that kind of terror. That kind of emotion in general. It was so intense. On December 27th, 2020, Slade and 6 friends went in search of the Devil's Lagoon, a local legend deep in Willis County countryside, but what they found wasn't supernatural, it was something else entirely. Legend goes that when you go out there at night or whatever, you can hear like the trots of a carriage like over the water, Slade said.
Who? Oh, he's a teen, right?
Slade.
Slade.
It's a band.
That's who these teens are. It's the band
It's the
Slade.
band Slade.
They're now teens again.
Yeah. I think he's a teenager. Did it say that?
It sounds like a teenager.
I mean, I was reading it perfectly, I might add.
I am sorry.
But I wasn't actually paying attention to it.
I'm pretty sure it was, right? Because he said he was terrified.
Young adults.
Who were teens in 2020. That's what it said.
They were just teens in 2020, that's true.
Anyway, yeah, well, he sounds like a teen is what I'm saying. The way he's said this, the way they've quoted him.
Correct.
Carry on, like.
According to the teens.
Okay. Is that what the next?
Yeah. Oh, dear. They were driving along a rural road when they encountered a man parked in a vehicle. We were going down the road and we came up on a parked car on the side of the road and he waved us down, said Arturo Joseph Sayers, another Raymondsville resident. Roughly 150 yards south of FM 3142, whatever that is, the ghost hunt took a chilling turn. Instead of a spirit, the boys came face to face with gunfire. He was almost parallel to my door. He shot right over my truck, and when I heard it shoot, I just stepped on it and took off, Sayers said. Sayers' truck was missed, but Slade's was not. Bullets struck the bumper, and one passed between two teens sitting in the back seat. I was a driver, so I heard it more than I saw it, correct? But yeah, once I heard that glass shatter, I was scared to turn around and possibly see one of my friends not alive in the back seat or hurt in the back seat, said Slade. One of the teens sitting in the back seat was Diego Gutierrez, who said they were just searching for something paranormal because they got bored after playing video games at home. He never expected that night to be in the middle of gunfire. I was just shaking, like freaking out, said Diego. I remember hearing my friend Aaron just yelling, go, 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 to get out of there. Like I was just in shock. I couldn't do anything. All I could do was just crawl up and try to avoid getting shot. The shooter, Willem Dane Rhodes, was sentenced up to 7 years of probation. Some of the victims and their families say the bullets could have easily killed one of the boys. Earlier this week, in a civil trial, a jury found Rhodes liable for the shooting. He now owes the teens $2.8 million in damages.
Wow.
Their attorney, Ryan Solis, says there was no just reason to believe that Rhodes acted in self-defense as the boys did not have any weapons or drugs while on their venture.
Wow.
So that's the story. Obviously, it's not actually supernatural. It's not actually paranormal, but it is a stark warning to people. If you go ghost hunting, which is a very cool thing to do, you oftentimes it's very difficult to go somewhere to ghost hunt legally because most of these places are like abandoned or, you know what I mean? Unless your house is haunted, you're going somewhere else and it's probably someone else's property and they might not want you there. And if you're in America, they might shoot you. Mm-hmm. So be very careful if you're going ghost hunting.
It's the farmer in OK.
Could be. Still not that likely to shoot you.
No. I remember my grandma got shot at for pissing in a farmer's field when we were on the way to Seaside. Rest in peace, Grandma.
Yep.
Sorry. I just shouldn't have mentioned that.
That had very, my nan's dead kind of vibes.
My nan's dead.
If you haven't seen that video.
My grandma pissed in a field. R.I.P. Sorry. Yeah.
Jeez.
What? Be careful when you ghost hunting, basically.
Because you don't want to become one of the ghosts. So just bear that in mind.
Dodger just moved and it scared the absolute shit out of me because I forgot he was lying there.
Scared already. We're on a good start.
It's the setting, man.
You want story 2?
Yeah, does this one have actual ghosts?
Let's find out. Have you seen the Hat Man? Experts reveal the truth behind the ghost-like entity commonly seen during sleep. I think that's supposed to be sleep paralysis, actually. But
I have seen the Hat Man.
let's get through the story first, and then you can tell us. The source for this is Daily Mail.
Okay.
He's known to haunt people from their bed, an always watching presence standing in the corner of the room. The Hat Man, who is gaining notoriety through TikTok, is a mysterious, shadowy entity witnessed during both the night and the day. According to witnesses, he comes dressed in a trench coat and a wide-brimmed hat, but has no discernible face or eyes. Now, experts reveal the truth behind this terrifying spectre, who may have influenced one of Hollywood's most famous villains. Jane Teresa Anderson, a dream analyst and neurobiologist based in Tasmania, Australia, says the Hat Man is usually seen as a mysterious and featureless man, and the paranormal figure is most often seen during the bizarre state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleep. The figure is generally dark and shadowy with no discernible features, Anderson told the Daily Mail. It may represent a person's deepest, darkest, shadowy fears. The Hat Man is commonly witnessed during sleep paralysis, a state during waking up or falling asleep where we are conscious but cannot move. When we sleep, our motor muscles are prevented from moving, a physiological state called atonia, Anderson told the Daily Mail. It protects us from getting up and acting out our dreams and keeps us safely tucked up in bed. But if you start to wake up before your body moves out of atonia, you may experience an in-limbo state, half awake yet also half dreaming, and unable to move. Although sleep paralysis only lasts a few seconds, the terrifying experience feels so real that you feel doomed. Sleep paralysis comes with the distressing hallucinations of a terrifying figure holding us down, such as a ghost, a gremlin, the Grim Reaper, or the Hat Man. The evil entity people see during sleep paralysis often depends on their culture and what they expect to see, said Anderson. In many ways, he is the obvious choice for modern-day dreamers to conjure up. Anderson and several other experts point to Freddy Krueger, the hat-wearing antagonist of the classic horror film A Nightmare on Elm Street, who murders his victims in their dreams. According to Dr. Baland Jalal, a neuroscientist at Harvard University's Department of Psychology, the character was influenced by stories of shadowy sleep paralysis figures. But our brains use the cultural imagery to give shape to these sensations, he said, meaning the film, in turn, has probably influenced sleep paralysis visions. Dr. Alice Vernon, sleep disorder researcher at Aberystwyth University and author of Ghosted, agrees that popular culture influences what we see during sleep paralysis. When we're told a scary story or watch a horror film, we lie in bed thinking about it, hoping not to encounter the monster, Dr. Vernon told the Daily Mail. So when we suffer with sleep paralysis, it's the first scary thing our brain thinks of to explain the frightening situation. The academic, who has looked at hundreds of sleep paralysis anecdotes spanning about 400 years, thinks we can track trends of popular sleep paralysis demons throughout history. People first saw witches, hags, and incubi because that was a key part of folklore in the early modern period, Dr. Vernon added. Then, in the Victorian era, people saw vampires, ghosts, and skeletons because of memento mori and funeral culture, as well as the growing prevalence of ghosts and horror stories. Now people often report horror movie-style monsters and villains, as well as interpreting sleep paralysis as an alien abduction and seeing aliens in place of hags. Dr. Brian Sharpless, clinical psychologist and author of Sleep Paralysis, Historical, Psychological, and Medical Perspectives, thinks Hatman is a more common vision than people might realize. When I conducted a study of sleep paralysis during using a sample of young undergraduates, we asked them what they saw during episodes, he told the Daily Mail. We had expected the classic descriptions of demons, witches, and especially extraterrestrials. However, we were surprised to learn that the most common figures seen were shadow people like the Hat Man. Dr. Sharpless, who is also an author of Monsters of the Couch, which looks at psychological disorders behind famous horror movies, thinks his findings may represent a cultural shift. It's possible that younger people in the West may find demons and ghosts less realistic figures during these strange bedtime experiences, he said. Perhaps shadow people, who are sometimes thought of as time travelers or interdimensional beings, might be viewed as more realistic and plausible. Texas resident Stacy Alejos described witnessing the Hat Man while awake, beyond her house when she was a girl, as quoted by the San Antonio Current. As her eyes adjusted to the darkness, Stacy could clearly make out the outline of a humanoid figure standing behind the white picket fence that surrounded her yard, the report said. As Stacy watched fearfully, the being began to sidle in strange sideways motion, all the while keeping its outstretched arms on top of the fence post. When she noticed that the audible crunching of dried leaves beneath the entity's feet, Stacy was quite sure she was not dreaming nor imagining things. Understandably terrified, the young girl dove underneath her sheets, quaking in fear until morning. Ultimately, our brains have evolved to sense something or someone present even when it's not, according to Dr. Jalal. Humans are hardwired to err on the side of detecting someone rather than no one, an adaptive survival advantage, he told the Daily Mail. And that's the whole story. So I understand most of it. They're talking about how culture and humanity to see different things in sleep paralysis, and currently maybe a Hatman style figure is more likely to be seen. But then they add in the end there that girl's seeing it not asleep, which kind of throws that into question. And then have the whole thing of like, you're more likely to recognize patterns and see something even as nothing, because it's safer if you assume there's something and then get out of there rather than just assuming there's nothing there. Yeah. Which would be true if she only saw it, but then she heard the crunching of leaves underfoot as well. And they didn't explain that. Yeah. And I've also read a lot of stuff about, over the years of people seeing the Hat Man. Most of what I've read is not a part of a sleep paralysis thing. Most of what I've read about people seeing him has been while they're awake. Right. Doesn't mean it's necessarily true, but I'm just saying they're attributing it mostly to sleep paralysis, but that's not where I've heard it the most.
Right.
Maybe that's the big thing on TikTok at the moment. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
So you said you've seen the Hat Man?
He was wearing a different hat from what's been described. He's a top hat man.
Top hat for you.
Top hat.
Okay.
And it was a dream, this one.
Right.
And sometimes I have dreams where I'll wake up because I've felt like
the pressure on your chest.
No, just like so usually like I used to have a lot of dreams when I was a kid where I'd be getting chased by some sort of murderer and they'd always stab me in the back.
Yeah.
And I'd wake up and you know when someone like prods right between your shoulder blades?
Yeah.
I hate that feeling, but that was always like I'd wake up and I felt like I'd just been like stabbed in the back. So it's like that. I've not had dreams like that in a while where I've woken up having felt a sensation in the body.
Yeah.
However, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but I had a dream. Now, it wasn't from like after watching anything.
Yeah.
And when I'm trying to think of him now, I can't see his face. I can't see what he looked like, but I definitely could see his face, and he was definitely based off of a character that I've probably seen,
right,
or a person that I've seen,
yeah,
which is obviously that's how it works. But like I recognized now that when I woke up, I was like, oh, it was like he was that person,
yeah,
but slightly different, like drawn from memory sort of thing. He was wearing a top hat and like a trench coat, and I was in this like cottage, and I don't know if it was like a time when we were looking after Bailey because I'd gone to let a dog out. We didn't have Dodger at this time.
Yeah.
So I let the dog out, and it was like in this little cottage, and I'd gone out with the dog. And this guy was what I assumed was the groundskeeper.
Right.
And so I'm like, sup, dude? Just letting the dog out. Yeah, cool. And he's not really talking. He's standing there. He's very, very tall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, chill, whatever. So yeah, the way he was dressed, it was very much like how people dress for like Whitby Goth weekend, like with them like big top hats and like dark clothing.
So this is a relatively recent. This is not like when you were younger. This is
it was either this year or last year.
Could it because had we watched The Conjuring 2, because in that the crooked man being has a top hat and he's very tall. It
wasn't like the crooked man.
Was it not?
No, and he had like long white hair.
Okay. Geralt of Rivia?
I wish. The old one, not Liam bloody Hemsworth.
What's your beef with Liam Hemsworth?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Anyway, he's not Henry Cavill, I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, I'm like, look, getting this dog. I get the dog to go back into the cottage, and then I'm walking back up the path. It's a really cute area.
Yeah.
Back towards the cottage, and then the guy, I just left him there. I was like, he's the groundskeeper. I don't know. I don't live here. It was like it was an Airbnb or sort of thing. We didn't live there. But I'm walking in, and then I hear him go like, right behind me, and I'm like, what the hell? But I can sense that he's getting closer quite quickly, and I can hear him getting louder. And the way he was moving felt like I couldn't see him, but it felt I could hear like dragging on the floor. You haven't seen The Craft, but have you seen that scene where she like floats and her toes are dragging on the floor?
No, but I can picture what you mean.
Yeah, so it's like that. And then I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden, I feel hands underneath my armpits from behind, and he straight arm picks me up.
Yeah. Impressive.
And it's jarring, but then I keep going up. And we're flying. He's floating me away.
Nice.
But I woke up feeling that feeling like there was someone holding up my armpits and I was floating into the sky. And it was so jarring.
Yeah.
But that was a complete dream. However, I have, as you know, had sleep paralysis multiple times. Interestingly enough, I haven't ever had sleep paralysis anywhere other than in this house.
Yeah.
I've specifically had them in what is now the studio, your old room. I had them a lot there, but I feel like that was probably like triggered as a result of, because the room's quite small, we had the bed against the wall and then you were on the other side of the bed, so I was between you and the wall, so I probably already felt like I wasn't moving and I was very just still anyway. But when I have sleep paralysis, I wake up, obviously you're like waking / dreaming, and I cannot move at all.
Yeah.
Which is fine, fair enough, I can't move, except I can hear something coming up the stairs. And so I spend this time paralyzed trying to wake you up to let you know that someone or something is coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
And it is fucking terrifying. And I think I've had it twice in a current bedroom.
Yeah.
But I don't get it as much there now.
Not the hat man. You don't see.
No, I don't
anything.
see it. Yeah. I think one time I did see something and that was in the old room in the doorway.
Yeah.
But it was very brief. And I think it was one of those situations where when you do look at it, it was probably just a dressing gown on the back of the door or whatever.
Yeah.
There was that time when I had ear infection and I was completely deaf and I woke up in the middle of the night and I turned and thought there was a goblin squatting on the bed. No, between the bed and the nightstand, but it was actually just you sat up in bed having a drink of Dr. Pepper.
Why not?
That scared the shit out of me. But yeah, sleep paralysis is bloody terrifying, but I know that there wasn't anything coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
It's like...
So, what I'm thinking, dreams, sleep paralysis, because sleep paralysis in this context is essentially equivalent to a dream.
Yes.
You're sort of half in it, but you're essentially still in a dream state. So the things you see don't have any tangible existence. It's in your head.
Yeah.
It's drawing from your subconscious and stuff.
Yeah.
And things you've seen, maybe mixing things up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So while I don't attribute anything to the actual things you see during sleep paralysis or during dreams, what is interesting, like I say, so I've seen plenty over the time of stories of people seeing the Hat Man, not in the dreams, right?
Yeah.
If a lot of people are also starting to seeing in dreams or during sleep paralysis, while that particular event might not mean anything, does that suggest that more people are seeing him and therefore the image or thought of him is available to draw from it during sleep paralysis or during dreams?
Maybe.
They may not remember seeing him. Maybe they've blocked it out or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe they repressed the memory of the time they saw him, but the memory's in there, so that image is in there. And then when sleep paralysis seems to be the things people are most scared of.
Yeah.
So when your brain draws from the most scary thing, it's now starting to draw a lot of images with the Hat Man because a lot of people are seeing him.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hypothetically, just a hypothesis for you. I'm just saying maybe it doesn't entirely... Just because it's a dream, and while I'm a proponent of dreams just being dreams and not being anything more, that doesn't mean that you can't take what a dream tells you and maybe find something that might have happened in real life. You know what I mean? To find a certain tangible thing to it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting with TikTok, and it's quite cool, and also it's like... Is it that case? But I fall into the category where I am also like, I've not had a single unique experience, which is what you'll see a lot of, and the algorithm will make it. Yeah, the algorithm will make sure that if you are relating to it, it'll show you more of that stuff anyway. So it seems like it's happening more than it is. But there was that time, early TikTok, when it started to go the way that TikTok is now, where someone posted a video where they were saying, I have a really distinct memory of when I was a child jumping from the top step to the bottom step. Yeah. And I said to you, I remember this. I remember doing this. And I also remember no one in my family remembering it happened or believing that it happened. But I swear to God it happened. Yeah. And I swear my brother did it as well. We did it one day. It was a rainy day. We were in the house and we jumped from the top step to the bottom step. Yeah. And I like seeing someone else talk about that, and I was like, that's a bit weird that someone else is in the same experience where no one believes them, no one remembers it happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, where's that come from?
I think being a bored child and doing things like jumping over multiple steps and getting that little thrill is a common thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's just the exaggerating the memory of how many you jumped.
Yeah. But also, you know.
You can't jump to the very bottom one anyway because there's a turn.
No, I don't mean that. I mean that
yeah.
bit at the bottom. But, you know, as I'm growing up and the more and more I mention things that I do legitimately remember and we have photographs and videos of, and I ask my mum about, and she's like, that never happened. Makes me think, yeah, well, maybe I did jump from the top step to the bottom step and you just weren't paying attention or you just forgot, you know, mum. She's
possible.
Not listening. She's not a fan. She'll watch the vlogs though, because they're short.
So I think TikTok's actually quite good for spooky content. I don't really use TikTok. We upload to TikTok like clips of the podcast and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't really use it much. But because that's all I upload, that's what the algorithm is for me.
Yeah.
So maybe I should start looking at it more. Maybe there's some interesting
Yeah,
stuff
I do send stuff to the spooky channel to try and cater it towards those sort of videos because I see a lot of them like the mimic videos and that.
Yeah.
Anything that's a bit weird or it's like, what could this be? Even if it is staged, I do send it to the spooky channel so
Even
we
if
can
it's-
review it and so it's coming up on the feed.
Even if it's not real, if you get a good thrill out of it, you get
and
nice and
the
spooked,
comments are usually
you know?
quite good on like people like talking about their own experiences and that, even if it's not real. I'm gonna burp. Pardon me. Is that right? Anyway, so there was something else I was going to say about the whole TikTok thing, but yeah, like it being, maybe they're all drawing from seeing
possibly
the same sort of thing. And
who knows?
Yeah,
Could be. Let us know in the comments if you've seen the Hat Man.
and what kind of hat? What kind of hat we talking?
Yeah, 10-gallon hat, top hat, bowler hat.
Saying he's like
wide brimmed,
faceless, right? It said wide brimmed, and he's
wide brimmed hat. No obvious facial features.
Yeah.
I imagine it could be one of those where he has no face, kind of like Slenderman, or it could be one of those where there is a face but you can't make it out.
Well, that's what I'm having right now, trying to remember it. But I do remember him having a face that I recognised from my dream. So yeah.
Well, we'll move on from that for now.
Okay.
That's everything for
Yeah,
Ghost.
we yapped quite a bit on that one, didn't we?
We did, big yap.
That's all of it for Ghost, did you say?
That's everything for Ghost.
Okay.
We're going to move on to UFOs now.
Eee!
So, story one for UFOs is Avi Loeb rules out terrestrial origin for tektites in alien spherules.
What?
Yeah, it's a bit of a nonsense headline. But,
yeah, go on.
the source of this one is Unexplained Mysteries / TK Randall himself. Back in June of 20... Well, it's not, but I think I picked that because... That's never the source because he always sources it.
Yeah.
But I think when I do one of his, it's because he's written it better.
Yeah.
It's better to read the way he's done it. Back in June of 2023, Harvard astronomer Professor Avi Loeb, who had been on an expedition to search for pieces of a potentially artificially constructed interstellar object that fell somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, published a blog article describing the discovery of mysterious metal spherules with a composition he claimed to be anomalous when compared to human-made alloys.
Spherules?
Yeah.
What are they?
Sphere.
Why is it calling it? Why
I don't know.
spherules?
Alexa, what's a spherule? We'll find out. No, she didn't understand.
Alexa, stop.
Alexa, stop. Let's not ask her
I knew
again.
that was going to happen.
I don't know. It's just a round thing, I guess.
A round ting, gotcha.
Of an alloy, and he's claiming it's not human-made.
Okay.
At the time, his claims were universally panned by scientists who ultimately concluded that what he had found was likely to be little more than, as University of Chicago physicist Patricio A. Gallardo described it, coal fly ash, a waste product of the combustion of coal in power plants and steam engines. Now, though, additional research has served to counteract that, one of the most frequently cited skeptical arguments concerning his claims that the spherules are from an interstellar object. The work focused on tektites, glass-like rocks formed during a large meteor impact, Up until now, it was argued that tektites found within the spherules were actually from pre-existing common materials strewn across the ocean floor. Following the new research, however, Loeb and his team determined that the existing tektites in the region were very different from the ones found in the spherules. It's relatively easy to come up with speculative hypotheses regarding the origin of the Belau spherules, Loeb wrote. That's written as a capital B, lowercase e, capital L, lowercase a, capital U. So Belau is how I'm going to pronounce it. I don't know. But our detailed analysis argues that speculations associating Belau spherules with common terrestrial materials are unsubstantiated. So while this research certainly doesn't confirm that the spherules are from an interstellar object, or that such an object was artificially constructed, it does help to keep such a possibility in contention. For those who don't know, Abraham Avi Loeb is an Israeli and American theoretical physicist who works on astrophysics and cosmology. He's notable in the UFO field because he often talks, I believe, about UFOs. I can't remember if we mentioned him or not, but just so you know. He's looking at stuff. People said, nah, it's just normal. He says, no, it's not.
Okay, good enough for me.
There you go. So I think he's come out and said that it doesn't look it's not similar to the stuff around it. He reckons it's artificial. It doesn't say anything about that being peer reviewed. So at the moment, we've only really got his word for it.
Right.
But he's not nobody. He is a legit scientist. So there's reason to believe what he says. It doesn't mean it's necessarily true, but there's reason to believe it. Any thoughts on that? I know there's probably not much to say, but I just wanted to get that on record.
Sorry, I just finished my lemon sip. It's disgusting. No. That's fair enough. Yeah. It's all about the he said, she said, innit?
It is, yeah. And obviously, if anything else comes of that, we've now got that on record and we can track that story.
Dodger's doing his laps. No, he's stopped.
He's doing a stretch.
Oh, big stretch.
Here he comes.
I need to take this blanket hoodie off.
What are you doing,
absolutely
Dodge?
roasting.
Are you coming up?
No, he's going to lick his penis.
Standard. Right,
he's picking up his tongue.
Let's go to story 2.
Número 2.
Oh, hello. No, don't stand on the laptop, Dodge.
He just got yeeted. Oh, Dodge, don't. You're going to do... No, you've deleted the document. We've lost it all.
I have to scroll all the way
How's he managed to get it all the way back to the start? What did you press, Dodger?
Dodger, go over there. Go on.
Dodger, come here. Come here. You're causing chaos. Are you causing chaos?
I can't believe it.
Okay, you have to get in my face. Dodger. Okay, he's sat on my chest.
All right.
I'm ready.
Story 2 for the UFOs. Congressman calmly explains there are entities coming from 5 or 6 Deepwater areas.
Did he calmly explain it like how Dumbledore calmly asked Harry if he put his name in the goblet of fire?
Let's find out.
Okay.
The source for this is futurism.
The future?
I don't know what that is.
Dodger, don't headbutt me.
Yesterday, a baffling video started to make the rounds on social media showing Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett casually claim that alien entities are here on Earth and that they're rising out of the ocean. What if these are entities that are here on this Earth, that have been on this Earth for who knows how long, and we think they're coming from way out? He says while strolling along the streets of D.C., the capital, rotunda glowing in the distance. Maybe they did a millennia ago, but they're here and they're in these deep water areas. Throughout the minute-long cell phone video, the representative stays remarkably serene as he paints a picture of what sounds like an H.P. Lovecraft story come to life. Like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we know what's going on there, the ocean. Burchett continues. We have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas. It creates a question there. And then when we have a naval personnel telling me we have these sightings, these underwater craft they're chasing that go hundreds of miles an hour, the best we got is something that does maybe a little under 40 miles an hour, he continues. So I got a lot of questions about that stuff. It's not immediately clear whether this was the congressman's working theory or if he was claiming it to be grounded in fact, Back in January, Burchett made headlines for a similar declaration that an unidentified admiral had told him of an alien ocean craft as large as a football field, traveling at hundreds of miles an hour. The representative had a rather nonchalant attitude about that too. I'm not worried about them harming me, he said at the time. I mean, with that capabilities, they would have barbecued us a long time ago. That's the whole story.
Okay.
Tim Burchett is also a known figure in UFOs. He's big into them. Interestingly, he's into them, but he's also religious.
Okay.
Like he's a deeply religious Christian man.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured believing aliens would kind of be a problem for that. But he seems to be quite happy with the two of them, so fair enough. It also says it's unclear whether or not it's his working theory or if he's claiming it to be true. But the quote starts with him saying, "What if?"
Yeah, what if?
So it sounds like it is just a theory.
Mm-hmm.
It's just his hypothesis. But we have heard numerous times about UFOs being what they're calling it. I can't remember. Well, they called them ARROW, the All Domain Anomaly Research Organization, or whatever it was, because it's not just in the sky, because it is in the water as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like they seem to traverse both of them equally.
Yeah.
And that's becoming more and more prevalent, I think. So, and obviously he's speaking to people in the Navy or in the Air Force, whatever, who are saying these things they're seeing, and they're saying they're coming out of the ocean. So he's kind of working on that and thinking about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think he's suggesting that this is definitely true. I think it's just what he's thinking, and someone's recording him and he's like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'll talk about it. You got anything to say about it? No, you don't.
I don't tend to, do I?
Well, I mean, there's not often not something to say, but we're telling the news, and it's I think it's important for us to get it established. It's there. Then we've told the news, and then it's on record. You don't have to have something to say. What would you say? I mean, you don't know Tim Burchett. You don't.
No.
You don't have an opinion on that.
I don't.
Especially, unless you think. Do you think they have been here for millions of years?
No, I think that they got pretty bored of us. Maybe they were, and then they've skedaddled on.
Also possible.
I'd get bored of us if I were.
Should we move on to the next story?
I'll go on then.
Video.
Did you turn the heating off, by the way?
No.
It's absolutely roasted.
Video of US missile fired at mystery orb shown at UFO hearing.
How often are these UFO hearings?
They're happening every so often. The source for this is the BBC.
The BBC?
A video clip showing what appeared to be a missile being launched at an orb in Yemen was shown for the first time on Tuesday during a congressional hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena. In the air, the sightings of these phenomena are commonly referred to as UFOs or unidentified flying objects. While being questioned, UAP journalist George Knapp said, "That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and bouncing right off," and it kept going. The head of the task force hosting the hearing said its purpose was to deliver government transparency to the American public. That's the whole story. Not much of a story to read, but there is a video, which we're going to look at.
Yemen.
A link will be in the description.
Ross went. Not Ross, Chandler.
Chandler Bing.
Chandler Bing. Went to Yemen, didn't
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Maybe later.
Maybe later. Right, let's see if we can get this video up. Press play. There it is. Oh, what is this?
You clicked on the video at the side.
I've clicked on something else. Let's go back.
Is it not there on the side again, where it says explore more?
Oh, we can click on that. There we go. There it is. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the orb, I guess, that they're following.
Walking on to.
And you're going to see a missile hit it shortly. Oh, no, we're going to see some guy talking instead.
See Eric Burlinson.
Eric Burleson. He's also...
Is it Burleson?
A US Congressman. There it is. Boom.
Damn.
And it doesn't seem to have slowed down. If anything, it might have gone even faster.
It hit it though, didn't it?
It did hit it, yeah. And stuff. It seemed like it hit it, and stuff came off of it. So there's been some debate about this that I've listened to. So when it cuts away there, it's not as, like afterwards, after it shows it hit it, it then cuts to a further out viewpoint. It's not quite as clear what happens after that. So the Hellfire mission, someone who was a missile specialist came on to that UFO podcast to talk about this video. And he said the Hellfire missile has like a, I don't know if it's heat seeking, but it's got like a locking on thing.
Yeah.
When it goes at the target, it will turn and stuff till it hits the target. Once it hits the target, it expects to blow up. Or whatever, it's an explosive thing.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, it loses target. It doesn't know where to go, and it just goes in a straight line.
All right.
So it's not, the missile didn't necessarily bounce off it, but it hit it, went through it, or whatever it did, and then lost tracking and just went.
Straight line, yeah.
I believe that's what he'd said. So the argument is this thing just a balloon or something, right? So if it was a balloon, you can see the missile going through it, not actually, like, it's not going to hit it and impact and explode or anything. But if it was a balloon, you would think it would lose any momentum it was having. It would sort of move slightly in the direction it had been hit, kind of stop. If it had popped, it would quickly deflate and then start going down. This thing seemed to continue on its trajectory.
Yeah, it did.
Something happened to it. I'm not sure what it was. You would think they would know if it was a balloon.
Yeah.
You would think they wouldn't waste an expensive missile firing it at a balloon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what happened, but there's been a bit of back and forth about what it is. And as with these things, it's often the case. It's hard to tell from like like thermal vision. It's hard to tell often perspective wise. These are always over the water. It doesn't really.
Yeah, it's one of them.
It's often hard to tell what exactly is going on.
Yeah.
It's certainly a bit weird, but it's kind of, initially it was shown and it was quite a big. It was a lot of hype behind it. People are like, oh my God, what's this? Is this like this incredible footage is going to suggest something that it isn't? And then after a lot of back and forth, the interest in it kind of waned a little bit, kind of to suggest that maybe it's not quite as good as it seems.
Yeah. I'm
still not totally sure what it is. And I'm maybe not explaining the reaction to it very well, but
yeah.
Obviously you'll have to watch it yourselves out there to make up your own mind. Like I say, the link for it will be in the description, but it's certainly a little bit weird and not exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah.
To happen if there was an object of falling and fired a missile at it. It doesn't behave exactly how you would think it would.
No, yeah, exactly.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it is a UFO.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Maybe it is a UFO.
Could be.
Yeah. It's cool. I like seeing the videos, but at the same time, I'm like, this is a bit annoying.
Yeah.
That it's not super clear exactly what.
The frustrating thing is it's regularly suggested, oh no, there's more there. There's some really good videos that are undeniable, but we never get to see those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
All we get to see are these other ones that are kind of very up in the air.
These crumbs.
And are we seeing them because... Are we seeing them and then they're telling us there's more, but it's not really more, and this is all it is, and it's just kind of a bit weird looking, but it's not actually that? Or are we only seeing these because they're like, oh, give them something, and then and then they'll see it and kind of debate over it and think, oh, it's never anything, and leave it, and then they won't question, and then less people will question the fact that there actually is something. You know what I mean? Like, are they just letting specific ones out, knowing the reaction they'll get will ultimately make people less interested in everything else that's there? Possibly.
Could be.
I don't know. But, that's one to ponder over.
Yeah.
We've got another UFO story here.
Okay.
Let's go for it. V-shaped UFO filmed hovering over Los Angeles as expert reveals incredible details of sighting.
Was it birds?
Let's find out, because the source for this is the Daily Mail, so we'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Clear and startling images of what appears to be a UFO were captured over Los Angeles, sparking fresh debate about what's flying over America's biggest cities. A pair of Los Angeles residents were on their balcony when they spotted a black V-shaped craft covered in lights moving slowly over the city on the 28th of August. The sighting went on for roughly 25 minutes, with the UFO flying south until witnesses eventually lost sight of it around 11:38 p.m. local time. The pair was able to capture both pictures and clear videos with cell phone camera, zooming in to see 9 white lights along the UFO's hull. UFO researcher and filmmaker Mark Christopher Lee told the Daily Mail he believes the craft was not an alien spaceship, adding it was likely an unmanned drone testing out new technology for the US government or some other world power. Mm-hmm. However, Lee made one stunning claim based on his analysis of this sighting and several famous UFO incidents throughout the UK, suggesting that the US military has created technology many would think was still only science fiction in 2025. I'm convinced that a lot of famous UFO incidents are basically highly advanced terrestrial technology that is 30 to 40 years ahead of what we think they have, Lee explained. Regardless of where the craft came from, it's the latest report of a strange V-shaped craft or chevron flying over the US in recent months. This UFO report was submitted to the National UFO Reporting Center on August 30th, a volunteer-operated non-profit group that has been collecting UFO reports since 1974. The latest sighting was the 34th chevron spotted throughout the country in 2025. According to NUFORC, National UFO Recording Center, there have been several reports this year which specifically mention seeing a V-shaped wedge or triangle with multiple lights along its surface flying over the US. It stayed in the same area for about 25 to 30 minutes. For the first time I saw it, the witness in LA said in their report, it moved around a little but didn't go too far. At the end, it just flew off in the south direction until I couldn't see it anymore. They added, the boomerang-shaped object also appeared to have a small body at its center, making it look similar to an F-117 stealth fighter. However, that plane, built by the US Air Force, has never had a large light on the outside of the craft. It mentions photos and videos at the start there, but I didn't link any, so I presume I didn't find any of these photos or videos.
Oh, I was looking forward to the photos and videos.
Yeah, well, unlucky.
Yeah, it could be drone. I was thinking when you said V-shape, I was like, it's birds in it.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have lights on them.
They might have been holding torches in their mouths. Isn't that in a cartoon?
I don't know. I think it's always interesting when there's a sighting, especially when multiple see it. It's over a major city or anything. But obviously, as you said, drones, it could always be drones. Since we've invented drones, that's all of a sudden like a very easy explanation for a lot of sightings.
It's annoying, but at the same time, are we seeing more sightings of weird things since drones came about?
I think there's more reports. Whether or not there's actually more sightings, I don't know. Obviously, people were seeing these things before drones were invented. So it doesn't mean that it's a drone. But it is like, how many of them are drones? I don't know. Frustrating. I will say that.
Yeah.
You got anything else to say, or we'll move on?
No. I think it's birds with torches in their mouths.
Reasonable.
Reasonable? Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
We've got another UFO story here for you.
Another? How many is this?
This one's interesting.
They're all interesting.
This is story 5. Gunman opens fire on secretive Air Force base home to Area 51.
Why is everyone opening fire, man?
Innit? Daily Mail again.
Okay.
A gunman opened fire outside of an Air Force base in Nevada, linked to Area 51, according to police. The unknown suspect fired rounds at the main gate of the site and was behaving erratically around 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday in Las Vegas, a Nellis Air Force Base spokesperson told the Daily Mail. Security officers then challenged the suspect, who pointed his firearm at them, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police said. The alleged gunman was shot in the leg and taken to hospital for non-life-threatening injuries after a tourniquet was applied. Following the incident, Nellis Air Force Base took to Facebook saying its main gate will be temporarily closed off until further notice. In the meantime, another entrance has been opened to alleviate traffic flow. The base will announce when the main gate is reopened. There is no threat to the public and the investigation is ongoing, officials said.
Right.
So, there's not a lot to the story. I know there's some crazies in that, so it could just be a crazy.
Could be a crazy.
But it's quite easy to label someone as a crazy. Mm-hmm. Is this a person who maybe he once worked there and he saw something he shouldn't? And he tried to get it out there and they silenced him and he got very angry and started shooting at the gate? Was he just trying to create some kind of disturbance? Maybe something would come of it and it never did.
Maybe.
Or is that just conspiracy?
I think I'd try and rally some other conspiracy theorists with me.
I mean, they did do the Storm Area 51.
Exactly. Oh,
they can't stop us all, they said. And that's true. They cannot stop us all. So if everyone that went there did actually storm it, some of them would have got in.
What a beautiful time to be alive. That and the Facebook group full of ants.
Yeah.
I'm everyone still part of that.
To be ants.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea that Area 51 holds UFOs and aliens is very cool. Mm-hmm. But it's so known for that now that if it ever did, there's no way they're still there.
No.
But keeping up the pretense of the heavy security keeps people focused on that as the location.
And not Area 52, where it's really going down.
Or could it even be that it's the double fake out?
Oh, so it is Area 51.
It is there, but they're relying on you thinking, it's not there anymore because we're thinking that and we're looking at it. But it is actually still there.
I think we've figured it out.
Could be. I don't know. I'm just saying it's unlikely. But on the off chance that anyone listening knows who this person was and knows that they knew something and they were trying to get it out, let us know. Mm-hmm. Probably not, but it's worth an ask.
Yeah.
All right. Are you happy with that as UFO news?
That was very good.
Good.
But we could have done with an actual alien sighting.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Get on it, guys.
Come on, guys. Open your eyes.
It's important for our podcast.
Like how that time we saw La Llorona.
We saw her on the side of the road.
It wasn't just a woman
told that story,
wearing a dress. Yeah, pretty sure we have.
Okay. So, that's UFOs. Sorry about that. We're going to move on to cryptozoology now.
Is it Bigfoot, Sam?
Well, the first story is definitely not Bigfoot, but let's see how it goes. Here's what the first story is. Okanagan visitor says she saw creature like Ogopogo on Kalamalka Lake.
I beggeth your pardon. Like what, Ogopogo? What's that?
So, sort of similar to Nessie. Mm-hmm. There's a lake in the US or Canada or somewhere called Lake Ogopogo. And it has a similar serpentine monster in it, supposedly. And this person was a visitor to a place called Okanagan. And that has a lake called Kalamalka. Mm-hmm. And she says she saw something in it that's like the Lake Ogopogo monster.
Ah, gotcha.
Makes sense?
Yep.
The source for this is Castanet.
Okay.
Could Ogopogo, the famous lake monster said to reside in Okanagan Lake... That's not what I said. But that's what this said.
Ogopogo Lake.
Yeah. What do I know?
Who do you know?
Let's trust the story instead of my recollection.
Okay.
So, could Ogopogo, the famous lake monster said to reside in Okanagan Lake, have a counterpart living in Kalamalka Lake? One recent visitor thinks so. Alison Tink was walking on the Okanagan Rail Trail in Coldstream Tuesday morning when she noticed something in the water. I don't know what happened. It just sort of came into my realization that there was something out there, said Tink. And so I opened my camera and I started filming it. And it went for about 42 seconds and then it disappeared. Tink said she saw 3 bumps and a head moving diagonally across the water about 9:30 a.m. at the 4-kilometer marker on the trail. Tink said she heard other sightings happen around this time, but never in Kalamalka Lake. I don't think it would manage to get its way from Okanagan Lake into Cal Lake, said Tink. She shared the video with Castanet, who showed some type of ripple throughout the water. Other people have also captured videos of similar phenomena on Okanagan Lake in recent years, and a documentary on Ogopogo was released on Amazon Prime last year.
What?
Yeah.
We should watch it.
Maybe we will. You want to see this video?
Yeah, go on then.
Of the ripples?
Ripples. Sorry, Dodge.
Oh, sorry, Dodge.
Yes.
Right. We're opening it up.
We're playing advert in it.
Again, this link will be in the description. Don't worry about it. Don't get upset.
Right,
here we are. There it is. Do you see it? The ripples in a lake. Out in the middle of the lake. Quite a distance from where they are, but there's some ripples of something happening. There's some movement under the water, it looks like.
Dodger, you're blocking my view. This is important.
I can see it.
Don't punch me, Dodger. You can't sit on
There's
my
two,
foot.
Sometimes three ripples at a time. Dodger.
Dodger, get off the laptop.
Dodger.
Every time we're trying to look at something.
She's now pointing in the sky for some reason. She's not really
Don't
focused on these
grumble
ripples.
at me,
Bit weird.
Dodger. Oh yeah, there it is.
But it's not. It doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. It's kind of staying in the middle, isn't it?
It's like them spiral things.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
It's
That's
an
the whole
optical
thing.
illusion. Are you gonna settle down, Dodge? Because you're just getting all up in my business right now.
That's all there is to it. It's not a crazy video. There's not like it's not like you see a plesiosaur coming out of the water or anything.
Gutted.
It's like you often see with Nessie, some ripples, and it's like
whoa, hey, do not
when
hit
the whole
microphone.
rest of it's still. You know what I mean? And presumably, for most of her time walking around it, it was still where these ripples were as well. And then all of a sudden, these ripples start appearing, and because they're located in one specific area, that suggests to me it's not the wind, like blowing the water. There's something's happening under the water. It's not necessarily as big as it looks. You know what I mean? It looks like it spreads quite a large area based on the way it moves, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's that big. It's hard to tell without looking under the water exactly what's causing that. But there was certainly something moving. Is it a lake monster?
Yes.
Yes, confirmed.
Confirmed.
Nice, we've done it. We've discovered a lake monster.
Way.
So if you're out there and that lake, whatever it was called, and if you've seen the lake monster, let us know. Maybe film it next time you're there. Maybe get a better video on this woman. If you got an underwater camera, plonk it under the water when that's happening.
Plonk it.
Let's have a little look. You might need it on a stick or something. It looked like you needed a bit of distance to get under there.
A long stick.
Nice long stick, yeah.
Nice long stick.
That is everything for cryptozoology. There is no Bigfoot sign.
No Bigfoot? Are you joking?
It's not often you go a month without someone seeing Bigfoot. But here we are.
Maybe he'll go trick-or-treating for Halloween.
Maybe he will, yeah.
Some sightings.
Maybe we'll see him. On the way up to Shannon's.
Maybe. You mean the manor?
Yeah, Wilson Manor.
Abu.
Oh, that's Ren talking to Dodger.
Sorry. And if you heard a name, that was also a Dodger trying to eat the microphone.
Standard. Okay, we have some other stories.
Other?
And you know how these go. These often, sometimes they're paranormal in nature. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're just interesting scientific things that's happened.
Okay.
So we're going to start with this first one, which I think is quite cool. The headline for this one is Woman Fined for Transporting Pony in Backseat.
Okay.
The source is Euro Weekly.
Okay.
A pink car, a white pony, and an unusual crime. A woman near the city of Aachen in Alsdorf, a municipality in Germany, was stopped by police when she was discovered to be transporting a small Shetland pony in her trunk.
It'd be a Shetland pony.
During a routine traffic check on the 3rd of September. The woman had tied the pony to a metal ring inside the trunk, and the back seat of the car had been folded down with a carpet placed on top of it and a small bucket of food near the pony's mouth. The police argued that the pony, weighing approximately 150 kilograms, could not be transported in this manner due to the risk it posed for the animal and the driver alike. A rear-end collision at 50 kilometers an hour would have catapulted the animal forwards, according to the officer's calculations, with a force of 7.5 tons. The police claim that not even a dog should be transported in this way, let alone a pony. The driver was uncooperative and unapologetic, refusing to pay the €35 fine. She was prohibited from continuing her trip, and a fine is now pending against her. Not everyone made the officer's job difficult, however. According to the Aiken police, despite its uncooperative owner, the pony was particularly well behaved and calm.
Ah, that's funny.
Nice job, pony.
Go on, pony.
Hey,
Pardon me, I'm
can't
so
even
sorry.
transport your pony in the boot of your car.
Dodger, just let me speak into the microphone, please.
What kind of times are we living in?
What are we living in, Dodger?
You bought your car, you bought your pony, why can't you do what you want?
You got something to say, Dodger? Or is it just because this microphone smells like feet?
It don't smell like something Dodger wants.
It smells like feet.
If it smelled like fish, it'd be all over it.
That's true. Like it's fish butt. Get your butt off me. Get your butt hole.
Anyway, you got anything else to say about that pony story?
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool indeed.
Yeah, you're not supposed to transport dogs in the same way. That's what they said, right? That you weren't even supposed to do it.
That's what he said.
I don't know.
Are you supposed to transport the dog?
Don't know, mate. Don't know. Dodger! He kicked my laptop this morning. Now he's flipping yours.
Dodger, you're such a pain.
Are you a pain, Dodger?
What are you doing? Can you please have him?
He just tried to eat the microphone. Dodger, come here. Oh, he stomped on the keyboard. This is chaos.
I won't
We're not
save
going to invite you back to the next episode if you're going to be this unruly.
Let's see.
I know you want to come back.
Next story for other. Study of 1 million year old skull points to earlier origins of modern humans. Source is The Guardian. A 1 million year old human skull suggests that the origins of modern humans may reach back far deeper in time than previously thought and raises the possibility that Homo sapiens first emerged outside of Africa. Leading scientists researched this conclusion after reanalysis of a skull known as Yunxian 2, discovered in China, had previously classified as belonging to a member of the primitive human species Homo erectus. After applying sophisticated reconstruction techniques to the skull, scientists believe that it may instead belong to a group called Homo longi.
Nah, you're lying.
Which means dragon man.
Of course.
Closely linked to the elusive Denisovans, who lived alongside our own ancestors. This repositioning would make the fossil the closest on record to the split between modern humans and our closest relatives, the Neanderthals and the Denisovans, and would radically revise understanding of the last 1 million years of human evolution. Professor Chris Stinger, an anthropologist and research leader in human evolution at the Natural History Museum in London, said, "This changes a lot of thinking because it suggests that by 1 million years ago, our ancestors had already split into distinct groups, pointing to a much earlier and more complex human evolutionary split than previously believed. It more or less doubles the time of origin of Homo sapiens. The skull was first unearthed in Hubei province in 1990. Badly crushed and difficult to interpret, based on its age and some broad brush traits, it was assigned as Homo erectus, a group that is thought to have contained direct ancestors of modern humans. The latest work used advanced CT imaging, high-resolution surface scanning, and sophisticated digital techniques to produce a virtual reconstruction of the skull. The skull's large, squat brain case and jutting lower jaw are reminiscent of Homo erectus, but the overall shape and size of the brain case and teeth appear to place it much closer to Homo longi, a species that scientists have recently argued should incorporate the Denisovans. This would push the split between our ancestors, Neanderthals and Homo longi, back by at least 400,000 years, and according to Springer, raises the possibility that our common ancestor, and potentially the first Homo sapiens, lived in Western Asia rather than Africa. This fossil is the closest we've got to the ancestors of all these groups, Stringer said. We feel that this study is a landmark step towards resolving the muddle in the middle, the confusing array of human fossils from between 1 million and 300,000 years ago that has preoccupied paleoanthropologists for decades, Stringer said. The findings run counter to some recent analysis based on genetic comparisons of living humans and ancient DNA, meaning the conclusions are likely to be contentious. So what do you think of that?
That's pretty cool, but also Homo longi.
So, much like, I don't know, maybe that's not the right way to start. With species, then, so you have like ancestors, and you like have a common ancestor, like our closest living relative is the chimpanzee, right? Mm-hmm. And we have a common ancestor at some point in history with the chimpanzee. Mm-hmm. And at some point then there's a split, mm-hmm. and it heads off in a sort of human direction and the chimpanzee direction. It didn't initially split. It didn't just split straight into humans and straight into chimpanzees. There's different ones. For us, there's Denisovans, Homo longi, Homo erectus, up to Homo sapiens, which arose.
Yeah.
And then the other chimpanzee things until you get to chimpanzee. So as it stands, they're thinking that humans, Homo sapiens, first came about around 300, 400,000 years ago, I guess, mm-hmm. in Africa. Africa is considered the beginning of human life.
Right.
I guess that's because there was a split between Neanderthals and Homo longi, Denisovans, whatever. At some point around then, or something like that. It's because I'm not an anthropologist, you know what I mean? But I'm based on this. But what this is suggesting that this skull that they've reanalyzed mm-hmm. actually puts that split 1 million years ago, or at least 1 million years ago, if not more, which would suggest then that there's a good chance that Homo sapiens have actually been around for a lot longer and didn't come from Africa. So the original people then would have been Asian, not African.
Yeah.
And obviously we travelled from there and split up. Which, not that it makes any practical difference for us, but is an interesting thought that things are just not how we thought of them. And it goes to show that even for our best understanding, things can come about and realise actually some things were wrong and some things didn't quite happen the same way we thought. Things were alive earlier than you thought. Maybe things lived longer than you thought. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Maybe there are still dinosaurs. I'm just saying.
All I ask is please don't bring this up at dinner tonight. Because that was a long conversation last time.
Fair enough. I won't bring it up.
And I'm tired.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Like
Ross Geller would like it.
Ross would like it. It doesn't, like I say, it doesn't make any difference to how you would live your life, but it is interesting to know. Like a lot of the things we learn don't matter in any practical way, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't figure them out, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm glad someone's on it.
Get on it.
Let's go for a story 3 for other.
Oh, another one.
This one is something I'm excited for. This is particularly interesting.
Oh.
NASA plans first crewed moon mission in 50 years for for February 2026.
Are you excited about that, Dodger?
The source is the BBC.
Are you excited?
NASA has said it hopes to send astronauts on a 10-day trip around the moon as soon as February. The US Space Agency... Ooh, I've scrolled a little bit too far.
Dodger went it for knees, you can't blame him this time.
True. US Space Agency had previously committed to launching no later than the end of April, but said it aims to bring the mission forward. It's been 50 years since any country has flown a crewed lunar mission. NASA will send 4 astronauts there and back to test systems. The Artemis 2 mission is a second launch of the Artemis program, whose aim is to land astronauts and eventually establish a long-term presence on the lunar surface. Lakeisha Hawkins, NASA's acting deputy associate administrator, said it would be an important moment in the human exploration of space. We together have a front row seat to history, she told a news conference this afternoon. This afternoon being whenever this news story was written.
Yes.
The launch window could open as early as the 5th of February, but we want to emphasize that safety is our top priority. Artemis launch director Charlie Blackwell Thompson explained that the powerful rocket system built to take the astronauts to the moon, the Space Launch System, was pretty much stacked. Dodger! Bloody hell.
Get down.
He stomped on the keyboard and it's moved me.
Down.
I'm not where I was.
Nope. No.
Okay.
You're trying to destroy the podcast, aren't you?
I'm almost back.
Goodbye, stay there.
Where is it? Here we go. Pretty much stacked and ready to go. All that remained was to complete the crew capsule called Orion connected to the SLS and to complete ground tests. The first Artemis mission lasted 25 days and saw the launch of an uncrewed spacecraft in November 2022. It saw a spacecraft travel around the moon and re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. The mission was overwhelmingly successful, though there were issues with the heat shield as the spacecraft re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. These have since been addressed. The Artemis 2 launch will see 4 astronauts go on a 10-day round trip to the moon and back to Earth. The astronauts, Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, and Christina Koch of NASA and Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency, will not land on the moon, though they will be the first crew to travel beyond low Earth orbit since Apollo 17 in 1972. The lead Artemis 2 flight director, Jeff Radigan, explained that the crew would be flying further into space than anyone had been before. They're going at least 5,000 nautical miles, 9,200 kilometers, past the moon, which is much higher than previous missions have gone, he told reporters. The aim of the mission is to test the rocket and spacecraft systems to lay the ground for a lunar landing. And that's the story.
Wow. That's pretty exciting.
Since 1972, no one's gone beyond low Earth orbit. No one's flown to the moon.
Yeah.
And we're finally going back. And these guys aren't going to land.
Yeah.
It's still cool. Artemis 3 is where they're going to land.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess set up a moon base, which is pretty mad.
That's pretty cool. That's very exciting.
It's very exciting. And I think because they want to set up a moon base to make it easier to get to Mars. They want to then go from the moon to Mars as opposed to from Earth to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose that's easier for a couple of reasons. One, it's a little bit closer, but I think in astronomical distances, it's really not that much closer. But it's probably more that there's less gravity, right, on the moon. So there's less resistance to you blasting off. I don't know if it's also harder to generate the force and the energy to travel. I'm not at the speed you need to. I'm not sure, but they seem to think that it's possible.
Yeah,
I think it's very cool that they're going back. I understand why they haven't gone back. Partly because it's very expensive and you don't really gain anything from being on the moon. Mm-hmm. So why would you? But at the same time, we first landed on the moon in 1969, right? Mm-hmm. By 2025, we should have a base on Mars by now. We should be exploring more.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing that we haven't. So I'm glad we're starting to again.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Hopefully the European Space Agency also plays a bigger part in this, because all you ever really hear about is NASA and maybe Russia.
Yeah.
Maybe even China. But you know what I mean? You don't hear a lot of it. It's mostly in NASA stuff.
Yeah.
I want more agencies to be involved. Yeah. And the European Space Agency should be a big part of that. Get on it, fellas. I don't know what their capabilities are, though. I don't know enough about them to know.
Come here.
To know whether or not they're actually
stomp on that keyboard
in a place where they're capable of doing similar things to NASA. But hopefully they can do. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Okay, what we've got now, I believe, is our last story.
This is the end.
This is a pretty cool one. It's going to include some audio.
Ooh.
Very exciting. Want to hear dinosaurs sing? These instruments bring prehistory back to life.
I'm so ready.
The source for this is fizz.org.
Fizz.
The roar of a T-Rex. What?
Is that with two Zs?
No, Phys.
Oh, like physics.
Yes. The roar of a T-Rex, made iconic by Jurassic Park, has become the soundtrack of prehistory. In reality, no one, not even paleontologists, can say for certain what dinosaurs sounded like.
Not even Ross Geller.
Not even him. Though there have been plenty of guesses, the mystery has fueled decades of research and, for Courtney Brown, an associate professor at Southern Methodist University, it has inspired her to seek answers through an unexpected medium, music. For more than a decade, Brown has been building musical instruments modelled on skulls of hadrosaurs, or duck-billed dinosaurs, that roamed around the planet some 70 million years ago. Trained as a sound artist and computer engineer, Brown hopes her fusion of paleontology and music will feel like an immersive act, not just an artistic experiment. but a way of bridging the past and present. Brown called her instruments Dinosaur Choir, a name reflecting her intention for them to be played together. The seed for this project was planted on a cross-country road trip in 2011. During a pit stop at a museum in New Mexico, Brown heard what was believed to be the call of a Parasaurolophus, a leaf-eating hadrosaur with a long, distinctive head crest. I pressed the exhibit's button. I heard a sound and it was amazing, said Brown. I thought dinosaurs were singers too. Because I'm a singer, I felt very connected to dinosaurs for possibly the first time. That moment sparked a question that has since guided her work. What if you could sound like a dinosaur? After beginning her doctorate of musical arts at Arizona State University, Brown set out to build her first dinosaur choir instrument. She turned to science to reimagine the voice of Corythosaurus, another kind of hadrosaur, using CT scans of a teenage Corythosaurus skull. She and her collaborators 3D printed the dinosaur's head crest and airways, the built-in resonance chamber that once carried its calls. Paleontologists believe that the crest of the hadrosaur allowed it to produce deep, booming sounds that may have warned others of predators, kept herds together, or attracted mates. Between 2011 and 2013, Brown completed the first model of the instrument, which is played with a mouthpiece, much like a trumpet. The air vibrates a mechanical larynx, and the sound swells through the 3D printed skull's airways before emerging as a haunting sound. With a change in breath, the calls can shift from whisper to full-bodied roar. Brown later built another version of the instrument with materials that carried sound more clearly. In 2015, these early revisions of Dinosaur Choir earned her an honorary mention at a sound art competition in Austria. After a few quiet years, the project found new momentum in 2021 when Brown received a Fulbright grant to do research at the University of Alberta. There she teamed up with Cezary Gajewczyk, an associate professor of design studies who had built kiosks, furniture, and sculptures, but never musical instruments. A video Brown sent Gajewczyk of her playing dinosaur choir instruments had piqued his curiosity, and the two began to collaborate. Along with other collaborators, Brown and Gajewski analyzed the latest CT scans and 3D models of Corythosaurus to build a replica of an adult Corythosaurus head. The signals feed into a digital voice box that causes a speaker to send airwaves through the replicated dinosaur skull. A camera tracks changes in mouth shape, which also affects the sound. The voice box comes with several digital models that can be swapped in and out. So basically, they've scanned the skull of a hadrosaur and used the airways and stuff to replicate or to attempt to replicate what it sounded like. Mm-hmm. And we're going to listen to the video of what it sounded like.
Okay.
Are you excited?
I am.
Good. The link for this video will be in the description, but you'll hear it over the microphone as well. Although it's just coming through the laptop speaker, so it's not going to be like great audio. If you've got good speakers, you're better off listening to it yourself. Yeah.
Wow. Dinosaur Choir allows gallery visitors.
Ignore the voice.
Why is she yapping?
Oh my god, I wish you would stop yapping.
Dinosaur computational vocal box, which produces a sounding vocalization resonating through the dinosaur's nasal passage.
I mean, that's it.
That was pretty cool.
She doesn't need to yap.
Yeah, she yapping. Quit yapping.
I think it's pretty cool. It seems to... She does it, so she makes a sound, and you hear it, and then it does it again, but louder. So it's like it echoes.
Yeah.
And the reverb, the natural reverberation around the crest.
Yeah.
Emphasizes it and makes it louder. So I don't... Maybe it would have been like a double sound when they did it.
Yeah.
Back, 70 million years ago.
Yeah.
What do you think of that sound?
That's pretty cool, that. It was very spooky, wasn't it?
We should do more replications of dinosaurs' skulls and airways to hear what they sounded like.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I don't see why you couldn't do it with others. It might not work as well with some, but I'm sure you could get a more accurate sound for some of them if you just did 3D scans.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're out and about in the wilderness and you hear that sound, just know there's an actual dinosaur nearby.
That's how it works.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts.
And that's everything we have.
Way.
That is episode 12.
Dodger's done another fart.
Of Spooky News for September 2025. I hope you weren't too scared.
No.
And I hope you look forward to the Halloween special video and the October Spooky News, which will hopefully be particularly spooky because it is the Halloween month. Yeah. I don't really have what else to say.
I don't either.
Have a good
That
Halloween.
was pretty good. Yeah, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And we'll see you next time, I guess. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.